What gets you out of bed? It sounds like a simple question, but if you answer it honestly, your entire life gets exposed. Because whatever pulls you out of bed every morning is the same thing that is shaping your future. People think it's the alarm clock. It's not. The alarm is just noise. The decision is what wakes you up. The truth is, the world is full of two types of people: those who wake up because they have to, and those who wake up because they have something to chase. They may wake up at the same time, but they will never end up in the same place. Champions don't wake up because they feel motivated. They don't wake up because someone inspired them. They wake up because they made a commitment to who they are becoming. Discipline isn't a feeling. Discipline is an agreement you make with yourself for the days when your emotions disappear. If you need someone to push you every day, that's not a motivation problem. That's an identity problem. Because when you know who you are, you don't need reminders to act. Responsibility becomes your alarm clock. The real question isn't why you sleep in. The real question is why your life doesn't demand more from you. Because when you are truly hungry for something, sleep doesn't stop you. Comfort doesn't stop you. Excuses don't stop you. People say, "I'm tired." No, you're not tired. You're uninspired. You're tired of chasing things you don't care about. You're tired because comfort has become more important than growth. And the moment comfort becomes your priority, progress becomes your enemy. High performers don't hand control of their mornings to anyone else. Not their parents, not their friends, not society. Because if you don't control how you start your day, you will never control how your life ends. So let me ask you again, honestly, what gets you out of bed? Because if the answer isn't clear, then the game hasn't even started yet. No one is coming to save you. This is a hard truth, but hard truths create strong people. No one is coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not the system, not luck. And the longer you wait for someone to save you, the longer you stay stuck. As kids, we're taught that someone will guide us. Someone will protect us. Someone will show up when things get hard. But adulthood has one brutal rule: you are on your own. Most people are waiting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for support. Waiting for validation. Winners stop waiting. They understand that belief has to start internally. Because if you don't believe in yourself, the world has no reason to believe in you. The world doesn't reward effort. The world doesn't care about your intentions. The world only responds to results. Your pain, your struggle, your background, those things matter to you. But the world only looks at what you produce. That's why so many people feel misunderstood. They want sympathy in a system that only respects execution. Support is not something you're given. Support is something you build. Every time you wake up early when no one is watching. Every time you work when no one is clapping. Every time you stay disciplined when no one cares. You are building your own support system. Responsibility feels heavy, which is why most people avoid it. Blame feels lighter. It gives people an excuse to stay the same. They blame their parents. They blame the economy. They blame their education. But blame only does one thing: it keeps you powerless. The moment you stop saying, "This happened to me," and start saying, "This is my responsibility," your power comes back. Because if it's not your fault, you can't fix it. But if it's your responsibility, you can change everything. Strong people don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Strong people ask, "What am I going to do about it?" And once you adopt that mindset, you stop waiting for rescue. You get up, you move, you lead. No one is coming to save you. And the day you accept that is the day your real life begins. The disease called but I'm not good enough. But I'm not smart enough. But I didn't go to the right school. But I don't have enough money. That word, but, has destroyed more futures than failure ever could. But sounds harmless. It sounds reasonable. It sounds logical. But in reality, but is a disease of the mind. It's how potential slowly suffocates without making any noise. Every time you say but, what you're really saying is, "I've already decided not to try." But is how people protect their ego. Because if you never fully commit, you never fully risk failing. And if you never fully risk failing, you never fully grow. Understand this. Excuses are nothing more than lies you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Most people don't lack talent. They lack courage. Courage to look stupid. Courage to be bad before they get good. Courage to start before they feel ready. You don't need more confidence. Confidence comes after action, not before it. You don't need perfect conditions. Perfect conditions are created by movement, not waiting. People love to blame their background, their money, their education, their past. But history doesn't remember excuses. History only remembers those who moved forward anyway. Every successful person you admire had reasons to quit. They just didn't give those reasons permission to lead. Your but feels real. It feels justified. It feels personal. But it's still a story, and stories can be rewritten. The moment you remove but from your language, your life gets uncomfortable. And that discomfort is a good sign. That's growth knocking on the door. You don't eliminate excuses by arguing with them. You eliminate excuses by outworking them. Stop asking, "What if I fail?" Start asking, "What if I don't try?" Because regret lasts longer than pain. And the people who win aren't the ones with fewer excuses. They're the ones who stopped listening to them. Pity parties and undisciplined minds. A pity party isn't sadness. A pity party is undisciplined thinking. It's when you replay the same negative thoughts over and over again until they feel like facts. It's when your mind becomes a broken record, stuck on everything that went wrong, everything that hurt you, everything that didn't work out. Your mind will believe whatever you repeatedly feed it. If you keep feeding it disappointment, it will grow hopelessness. If you keep feeding it fear, it will grow doubt. If you keep feeding it excuses, it will grow paralysis. Self-pity feels productive because you're thinking, but thinking without direction is dangerous. That's how people stay busy doing nothing for years. Here's the rule. You're allowed to feel pain, but you're not allowed to live there. Pain is human. Staying stuck is a choice. Give yourself time to process. 3 days. That's it. Cry if you need to. Be angry if you need to. Sit in silence if you need to. But when those 3 days are over, the record stops playing. You cut the noise. You shut down the excuses. And you build a plan. Because discipline is the ability to tell your mind, "Not today." The strongest people aren't emotionless. They just don't let emotions drive the car. They feel everything, but they move anyway. Most people wait until they feel better to act. Winners act until they feel better. Your thoughts need structure. Your habits need rules. Your life needs boundaries. Without them, your mind will always drift toward what's easy, not what's necessary. A disciplined mind focuses on solutions. An undisciplined mind searches for sympathy. And sympathy won't save you. The world doesn't stop because you're hurting. Time doesn't slow down because you're struggling. Life keeps moving, with or without you. So after the pity party ends, you stand up. You breathe. You decide, do I settle or do I step forward? Because nothing changes until you do. No one is coming to save you. This is a hard truth, but hard truths create strong people. No one is coming. Not your parents. Not your friends. Not the system. Not luck. And the longer you wait for someone to save you, the longer you stay stuck. As kids, we're taught that someone will guide us. Someone will protect us. Someone will show up when things get hard. But adulthood has one brutal rule. You are on your own. Most people are waiting. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for support. Waiting for validation. Winners stop waiting. They understand that belief has to start internally. Because if you don't believe in yourself, the world has no reason to believe in you. The world doesn't reward effort. The world doesn't care about your intentions. The world only responds to results. Your pain, your struggle, your background, those things matter to you. But the world only looks at what you produce. That's why so many people feel misunderstood. They want sympathy in a system that only respects execution. Support is not something you're given. Support is something you build. Every time you wake up early when no one is watching. Every time you work when no one is clapping. Every time you stay disciplined when no one cares. You are building your own support system. Responsibility feels heavy, which is why most people avoid it. Blame feels lighter. It gives people an excuse to stay the same. They blame their parents. They blame the economy. They blame their education. But blame only does one thing. It keeps you powerless. The moment you stop saying, "This happened to me," and start saying, "This is my responsibility," your power comes back. Because if it's not your fault, you can't fix it. But if it's your responsibility, you can change everything. Strong people don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Strong people ask, "What am I going to do about it?" And once you adopt that mindset, you stop waiting for rescue. You get up. You move. You lead. No one is coming to save you. And the day you accept that is the day your real life begins. If you're serious about changing your life, understand this. The chase will hurt. Chasing what you believe you deserve is not glamorous. It's exhausting. It's lonely. It will test every part of you, mentally, emotionally, physically. You will get rejected. You will get fired. You will be doubted. You will be underestimated. And none of that is a sign to stop. Pain is not a signal to quit. Pain is a signal that you're expanding. Most people quit because they thought the journey would feel better than it does. They weren't prepared for resistance. They weren't prepared for discomfort. They weren't prepared to keep going without reassurance. But the people who win understand something different. You don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you're done. Belief is tested when results are delayed. That's where most people fold. They confuse patience with passivity and persistence with stupidity. You don't chase something because success is guaranteed. You chase it because quitting guarantees failure. Every setback is training. Every loss is instruction. Every failure is sharpening you. If you let it, the world doesn't owe you success, but you owe yourself effort. Chase your goal like it's the only option. Like going back to your old life is not allowed. Like settling is more painful than struggle. Because one day, the pain will flip, and the thing that once broke you will be the thing that built you. Nothing changes until you get tired. Not physically tired. Emotionally exhausted with your own excuses. Most people aren't trapped by their circumstances. They're trapped by their habits. Same routines. Same thinking. Same decisions. Different day. Same life. You don't change because someone inspires you. You change when staying the same becomes unbearable. That's the turning point. The moment when comfort starts to feel painful. When your habits disgust you. When your excuses sound weak, even to yourself. You have to get tired of waking up with no purpose, repeating the same mistakes, promising yourself tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't change anything. Only action does. Your habits are voting every single day for the life you're living. If you don't like the results, it's not bad luck, it's bad patterns. Growth begins when denial ends. You can't complain your way into a better life. You can't wish your way into discipline. You can't dream your way into execution. At some point, you have to say, this version of me is no longer acceptable. And then you do the uncomfortable work of becoming someone better. Change hurts, but staying the same hurts longer. The mirror moment, total accountability. There comes a day when the excuses stop working. A day when you look at yourself, not your parents, not your past, not the system, you. And you ask the question most people avoid. What am I really doing with my life? That's the mirror moment. It's uncomfortable because it removes every escape route. No blaming, no pretending, no hiding behind circumstances. Accountability is freedom, but only if you're brave enough to accept it. The moment you take full responsibility, you stop being a victim and start being a leader. Leaders don't wait for permission. They don't need applause. They move because they know the cost of inaction. You wake up earlier. You stay later. You do the work when no one is watching. Not for recognition, but because your standards demand it. Humility keeps you learning. Discipline keeps you consistent. Accountability keeps you honest. Most people want results without responsibility, but results only respond to ownership. When you stop lying to yourself, your life stops lying to you. The mirror doesn't judge. It reflects. And once you see the truth, you either change or you accept the life you're choosing. Built different is earned in silence. Built different isn't a compliment, it's a diagnosis. People say it when your discipline makes them uncomfortable. When your consistency exposes their excuses. When your work ethic reminds them of promises they broke to themselves. You don't announce that you're built different. You live it. It's earned in early mornings when your body wants sleep, but your standards say move. It's earned in late nights when no one is clapping, no one is watching, and quitting would be easy. While others are loud about their goals, you're quiet about your process. While others chase validation, you chase mastery. You stay humble because arrogance slows learning. You stay hungry because comfort kills momentum. People will misunderstand you. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're obsessed. They'll say you're doing too much. Let them talk. Their opinions don't pay your future's price. Every rep you do when no one's there. Every sacrifice you make without applause. Every time you choose discipline over comfort. You're stacking proof. And one day, when the results show up, people won't ask how. They'll just say, he's built different, not knowing it was never luck. It was standards. Winning is ruthless, and it promises you nothing. Winning doesn't care about you. It doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't care how sore you feel. It doesn't care how hard you worked yesterday. Winning is ruthless, and that's why it's respected. It requires everything, and then demands more. No guarantees. No sympathy. No shortcuts. Winning will attack your mind before it ever rewards your effort. It will flood you with doubt. It will test your patience. It will push setbacks into your path and ask, how bad do you really want this? The question isn't whether you want to win. The question is whether you're willing to sprint when the distance is unknown. Because comfort will always offer you an exit. Fear will always suggest you slow down. Excuses will always sound reasonable. But here's the truth. If you don't chase winning, losing is guaranteed. Now is the time. Not next year. Not when you feel ready. Not when conditions improve. Now. This is the season to grind. This is the season to fight. This is the season to prove that you weren't placed here by accident. Work for it. Suffer for it. Bleed for it if you have to. Because this journey doesn't end today. It continues tomorrow. And it never dies.